everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another 15-minute mixer. Absolutely. And so a mixer is when we get together for about 15, 20, 30, whatever minute we end up spending together, and then just organizing, chit-chatting, catching up, all that good stuff. So I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes and we're going to do a little bit of a check-in and do some organizing of some more Christmas supplies. So if you saw my video from the other week, the first Saturday of the month for Christmas in July, I'm working on that project. So I thought I'd pop in because I'm going to sit down for a little bit, 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to work on my chipboard. So I thought I would share that and get something to do, whatever room you're in, whether it's the kitchen, the living room, your scrap room, the bedroom, it don't matter. Just do something for 15 minutes as long as it's not illegal. Absolutely. Okay, so let's set the timer before we just go off the rails here. Okay, we're going to set the timer 15 minutes, but it doesn't really matter how long we spend time together. Okay, so I'm going to be working on my chipboard, but I thought I would pop in and I would show you, because I did say that in my organizing Christmas supply video, that I would check in and I would show you my progress. So I have made some progress in the last couple of days. Proud of myself for that. But then also too, I had some nervous energy. And you ladies know what I'm talking about when it comes to nervous energy. You got to do something, okay? And I will tell you, years ago, when I had nervous energy, my scrap room was the last room I wanted to come to. I changed that, okay? Now when I have nervous energy or someone makes me upset or I'm mad or, you know, just I got a bee in my bonnet, I come to my scrap room. It just calms my nerves, whichever way it needs to be. So I did get my 2 boxes completed, and so I'll just put them up here because we'll do a 2-for-1, you know, and then I'll get busy with my chipboard. Okay, so what I did was my allotted space for my embellishments, and then also too, I didn't know this as till I was running into supplies, was that I wanted to also do my pocket page cards, because that was a supply. It can't go with my paper. It needed to go in these boxes, and I successfully did it. And I even have some room to grow if I need to, but honestly, I'm done. I don't need a single Christmas thing, but you know, you get gifts and things like that. So I do have a little bit of room to grow. That was also something I kept in my back of my mind. I didn't want these chocked full, because when something's full, there's always an influx of supplies in our space. That's just the way it is. Even if you're on a spending freeze, you still get things because people gift you, people bless you, and so that you do get an influx of supplies. And so over here on the left, I took all of my project life cards, journaling cards, cut apart cards, all those, and then I just divided them. Okay, and I'll have a video list about how I organize journaling cards, because it's the same way, but I just made little white dividers using scrap paper, and so I made them a little bit bigger than my 4x6 cards. That way you can clearly see it's a divider. And so that was simple simple to do. Even purged some items, so that's probably why I have some space, is that I did purge some things. And let me just show you. Yeah. Okay. I purged. Well, this is my purge pile. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in the giveaway pile. So these are the items that I purged. Of course, I just wanted to put that in through the giveaway because I had so many of them. And I had 2 of these. And clear stickers isn't just a product I like. And so I knew years ago to stop buying that. So there's that. And some fancy pants and some dividers I thought someone could use. Some stickers and all that. So this is just things that's my purge pile, but then also to a giveaway. And I will tell you, the best thing is, and Tiffany Spaulding's talked about this for many years, and I think she's right, is that when you don't know whether to get rid of something, you're on the fence. Should I purge? Should I not? Find someone that you know will be over the moon tickled to get your supplies or your purged items, and then that makes the decision easier, because I know another scrapbooker would enjoy those items, okay? And if not, then they can pass that along to someone else. So I just know someone will be happy with it. So when that decision comes, should I keep it? Just purge it. And here's how I do it. If I don't love it right now, I'm never going to love it. So if I don't love it, it needs to leave my home. Okay. And so then what I did for my frames, okay, this is how many I had. So I just rubber band them together according to size, and I just have them stacked there like that. And then of course I had 5 of these little paper studio containers. So for one, I opened it up, I put my flare and all these epoxy type of embellishments, okay? And then I had some specialty breads, and I kept them in their own little baggie because they're kind of small. I'd be afraid they got lost. And so, you know, when you're organizing supplies, If it's a small item, you are going to have to bag it individually because I'm not someone who root for supplies. That is about as to the extent of the rooting I will do for supplies. Yes, right there. And then this last one on the bottom is again what I was saying, is that I just have this full of baggies of sequins, just a little bit of sequins, bling, and all that kind of thing. And I will tell you, sometimes when you buy these containers while you're in the store, you don't get to do this while you're online, is that you need to check your clasp. This is not a clasp that I would think is secure enough for wood veneer or braids or things like that. So that's why I used this one that didn't work so well for items that was already in a bag. So if I spill it, it's not going to be a whole mess, okay? So yeah, see, it's not a very good clasp, but it'll still be a container. So this all worked really concise in here. And then my Christmas washi, that is specifically Christmas washi, I just put it in one of those bags like a tube, folded it over. Right there's my washi. I mean, love how that turned out. Very concise. And then over here, I did another Paper Studio box for wood veneer and had some acrylic pieces. Here is a little bit of some... what are those things called? Enamel dots and pearls and things like that. And then my lovely braids, okay? And so I ended up, I thought I had 10 packs, but I had a couple packs straggling around. So right here is 12 packs of braids, okay? Now, some people would say, well, that's a mess. But no, this is fine for me. I love my braids. So I think it's fun to sit and try to find the perfect braid, you know, for my page, okay? I like that. But as I was doing this, I was watching a Yankees baseball game with my hubby, and he looked over and says, "What are you doing?" His famous line, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm taking these braids off of this pack." And he said exactly what I said in my organizing video. He said exactly the same thing. "Well, why are you doing that?" "Because you can see it on those papers." And I said, "It comes down to space." So I showed him what 12 packs look like. And I'll show you my trash here in a minute. And I showed him the space difference. I said, because this is a space issue. And I said, this is my favorite embellishment. I don't mind rooting through that. I really don't. Now, anything more than that, my brain can't do, but that's fine. It worked out. So he asked that same question that I knew someone would have. And then for my enamel dots, what I did do is I did concise some of these. I filled up the sheets, you know, took some of those, you know, that's 2 packs in one. I did take the time to do that because it just looks a little bit neater than a bunch of those little stragglers. Okay, so that is how it turned out, and I will tell you, I think this is pretty. This makes me excited right there because it looks inspiring, because it says Marion Bright and there's wood veneer, and then all these other things. These were the items I kept together in the package because they already have adhesive on them. So, and they're small enough, I just left them as it is. I put my ribbings and trim in a bag. And these are just 5x7 bags I get off of Amazon. And I put a white cardstock backer in there just to make them stand up a little bit better in my box. Because, you know, my goal was to be like a filing system. And I did that. There's the flowers. There's the foamies. And there's my overflow of all my peppermint enamel dots. And then there's that chipboard set of that 25th and Pine. I wanted to do that. And then also too, what I did, since I had the supplies out, I went ahead and made up an empty pocket. I could have done a couple, but this was just left over. And I thought, why not? Because, you know, I will find something, I'm sure, down the road that will need to go in this box. I already have a bag ready to go. So that is how that worked out. I mean, I'm very, very tickled with that. Now, how long did that take? I would say probably about 2 hours because, well, the braids, that was an hour on its own. So 3 hours total, but I was watching a video, so you know how it is. But I really love how it turned out. I love the boxes are in, and so this was a worthwhile organizing project, and that was just the embellishments. And I thought that would be the easiest to handle for me, so that's why I started that. And then also too, I just wanted to see something accomplished, so that's why I went that route first. So this is how much trash I had left over, okay? This whole entire photo box. And I kept this to show that is how much packaging I will be throwing away. Look at all this packaging. That is all packaging. Now, these plastic bags were mine, but they replaced original packaging, you know, when I put the items in bags. So yeah, that's all packaging, packaging, packaging. All this stuff, packaging. So that is lightening my load. I love that because this plastic does not agree with me. There's an empty washer roll. And then this is a little tray. My wood veneer came in. I'm not going to trash it. I'm going to give it to my mom or my sister. They're good about, you know, being creative with things like that. So I'm going to pass that on. So there's my trash. Oh, I had to show that. So it's good to see progress. Okay, so let's get started on some chipboard. Okay, let's have a little bit of fun. I have my chipboard sheets already prepared. I did that one evening. And so I showed that in the video, but easy peasy. It's just wax paper on cardstock with some liquid glue, and I use this Tombow Mono Aqua liquid glue. Yes, you need a blue ribbon to say this, to say that name. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply just play with some chipboard, and I'll have even more packaging to throw away. Yes. Okay, so what can we talk about in this mixer? And if we go past 15 minutes, what does it matter? No, it doesn't. Now, I do need to find my binder because remember, I had already started. So hold on to that. I'll find my binder. Because we're going to keep loading up that binder and keep having fun with these supplies. Okay. So this was the binder I'd already started in the video. And right here, so there's my sticker started. There's my die cut started. And yeah, there we go. There's my chipboard. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out and we're going to keep on going with that. Okay, and I did pull my Eileen's tack it over and over so I could show what that product is. Okay, putting that on the floor and I will trip over it. Okay, I did pull my tack it over and over because in case that's what it looks like. And so if you have some chipboard that doesn't have adhesive, you just open it up, put on a dab, and I'll probably show that just so you could see how that works, okay? But I think all this my mind's eye. Of course, I'm going to have glitter everywhere. But I'm going to keep filling up this sheet with this my mind's eye. I'm not going to be very fanatic about getting this chipboard in with the same set, but I'm already working with it, so why not? Okay, I'll move these other ones. So yes, so I have some questions. What projects are you working on this month, and are you participating in Christmas in July anywhere? And if you are, please share because there is a lot. Okay, now let me ask you a question. When you're doing chipboard, do you keep these centerpieces? Do you think you'd use that? I don't really think I'd use that shape for anything, but I'm just going to throw that away. Why bog myself down? Yeah. So I'm just peeling off the back of each one of these. So to finish what I was saying, sorry, sometimes I get cattywampus here. What projects are you working on? Are you participating in Christmas in July? And where are you sharing your layouts and your projects and your cards? Where are you doing that? Share that with us so we can all see what everybody's doing. I know Deborah's Facebook group is very, very active. I mean, super active. You need to pop over, see what those lovely ladies are doing, okay? And we have this buffalo check deer head. I like that, okay? Really, really do, okay? So, oh, see. See how the backer stayed on that 12 by 12 sheet. So now, yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, and I'm just loading up my sheet. Okay, again, getting glitter everywhere. Okay, and I try to put the bigger ones on the bottom. Okay, it's easier when they pop off and the transfer sheet stays there, but you can see that's clearly not the case here. Okay, I'm just having fun with this. And I will tell you one thing I noticed that when I was going through and organizing my 2 embellishment boxes is that you physically touch and you're, what's the word? You physically touch and you're making a decision on everything you own, you know, in that category, whether it's Christmas or Halloween or fall or school, whatever. And so I physically touched every one of those embellishments. I gave a hard look at them and I made a decision about them. So then you become reacquainted with everything you own. Okay, and that does help with your shopping. It really does. Because I have no desire to bring a single anything Christmas related into this room, you know, as far as supplies. I have plenty. I just need to use what I already have, okay? And I don't scrapbook Christmas all year. So that already in and of itself is a big deterrent for me to not buy Christmas supplies all the time. But did you notice how early Christmas releases are popping in this year? I had a conversation with someone about that earlier in the week, and I was like, what is that all about? Because I don't know of most scrapbookers that's in the mood to be buying Christmas supplies already. And that really is a store thing. It's not a consumer thing. It's basically for retail. So I didn't know that. So that was interesting to hear. Absolutely. Now, isn't that pretty already? Love that. Yes. Okay. So I'll find a piece here. Okay. And of course with the chipboard, you can't overlap it. Okay, so I'm just finding something that would fit in here. It's kind of like that game we played when we were little and we had to get all those shapes in a certain space. What was that called? Was it called Perfection? I think that's what it was called. Fun game. Loved it. Okay, so I'm just trying to fit them in where they go. Okay. And yeah, so please share below what you are doing in July. What projects are you working on? What are you having success with? What are you organizing? Absolutely. Okay. And then the other thing is too, share below that are you the type of scrapbooker that can absolutely scrap Christmas any month of the year? It doesn't matter if the calendar says July. You can still do it. That's interesting to know. I think I maybe can get one more on here. It's not like I got to fit one on there, but why not? I don't think so. I could put it that way, but I don't like it. No. So I'm just going to flip it over and keep on going. Okay, and so none of those popped off. Okay, so I do. Oh, there's our 15 minutes. Why didn't I even get that? Well, that wasn't very long. We'll just keep on going. Yes, okay. So if you are working on a 15-minute time limit, your 15 minutes is now up. Congratulations, you're done with that job. But when I do flip this over, I do see if anything pops off. And if it does, then I would take my tack it over and over. And I will show that now before I get going too far. I want to show how to attack it over and over. Okay, now I don't know if this has anything. It does. Oh, but see, it's not very tacky. So I'll go ahead and do this. So this is just a piece of chipboard, okay, and it's not very sticky because it's an older product. It's a basic gray. Okay, let me move this for a minute. Okay, so what you do is just take this, tack it over and over, okay, and it's by Eileen's. Nice little nozzle, and you just put a little bit on there. You don't need to. You don't need to put on as much adhesive on this as if you were putting on a page, because all you're going to do is tack it onto this sheet. Okay, so you don't need a lot. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to come out there. So I just put a lot on, or I just put a little in the middle there, and then what I'll do is that I will let that dry overnight or a few hours. I usually just do it overnight, and then what happens is that becomes clear, but it becomes tacky, just like it's adhesive. And then I put it on my wax paper. Okay, because you can also use mounting tabs, but you got to use more than one. So you know, just tack it over and over. Really good product, really is. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on going here. I'll finish up with this sheet here. I'm gonna go with my biggest thing here. Maybe I'll do this Merry Christmas. Now, if I wasn't filming this, probably what I would do is I would punch all these out at one time and then do it. That's probably, you know, assembly line. That's the quickest way. And then to get this 12 by 12 thing out of my face, that would be good. Okay. I guess I could have done that ahead of time. But you know how it is. Okay. So we're just going to put them on there. This globe is pretty. This is My Mind's Eye Comfort and Joy. That was from a few years ago, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. 2016. Okay, so now we got a stocking down here. Okay, we're just filling it up. That black sure is pretty in a Christmas line. Of course, you know, you can't go wrong with black. It looks pretty any time of the year. Okay, so I just have a couple more I'll pop out. And then, yes, please share below. Can you scrapbook Christmas regardless of what the calendar says? That would be a good thing. I can't do that. I have to. There's just no way. I would have to be watching Christmas movies. I would have to be making some cookies. Yeah, I just can't do that, but I wish I could. But then I don't scrapbook a ton of Christmas. Okay, so then that is all used. That will now go in the trash can. So we're going to add that to the pile, along with all these things here. Okay, so more trash is piling up. Okay. Okay, so what else was I going to say? Okay, so let's talk about a couple more things, and then we'll come back for another mixer later on. But have you found any great organizing products lately? I know Tiffany Spaulding over at Totally Tiffany. I'll have her link below. She's coming out with some new things. I don't buy a lot of her product, but I certainly enjoy seeing what she does with her products, because her idea, her whole concept of representation when it came to her scrap rack product. That was a game changer for me, because when she had said the word representation and it was doing a demo of her scrap rack, this was many, many years ago, it was that light bulb I needed. And I tell you what, I took that representation and I really converted that to coincide with a lot of products I organize in my own space. So I just really want to say that when you're watching people organize, and it may not be the system you want, it may not be something that you could foresee in your space, but every once in a while you can get that kernel of something, and then there's that trigger, there's that light bulb, and it just might be something small they say, it might be something small they show, it might just be a certain way they do that. So when Tiffany said that one day, I was like, wow, yes, a representation, and that started a whole thing for me in my space, and has worked very well ever since. Okay, so I'm going to finish up with this little last one here, and then we'll finish up with our mixer. Okay, and so we'll come back together for another mixer, and I will show you the progress on my chipboard, but really it isn't that big of a deal. I'm just going to put the rest of these on the same type of wax paper on sheet, and they will go in those page protectors, and of course clean up all this glitter, and then just keep filling up this binder as I go with this organizing project. And that's an incentive when you can see what your end game is, okay, and then you can see it happening right before your eyes. That's a good incentive. Okay, I'm gonna have to put more adhesive on those. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Come back to RTS, come back to another 15-minute mixer, enjoy your day, and come back to RTS, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.